Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our session. Today, we need to talk about something that breaks my heart, but more importantly, something that demands an urgent, honest conversation. We need to talk about the ongoing NEET paper leak crisis. For 3 years now, stretching from the massive systematic failures of 2024 through the scoring controversies of 2025, right up to the outright cancellation and retest chaos we are witnessing here in 2026. More than 22 lakh students have been pushed into absolute despair. You have woken up at 4 a.m. every single day. I know that you have memorized endless volumes of biology, chemistry, and physics, and your parents have spent their hard earned life savings, their sweat, and their dreams into expensive coaching institutes. And what did the system give you in return? Leakages, corruption, delayed court cases, and sudden cancellations. I know you are angry, and so am I. I know you feel betrayed, exhausted, and completely helpless. But before I show you how to break free from this cycle and take control of your destiny, let's make sure that this message reaches every single student sitting in despair tonight. Hit that like button right now. And I want you to do that because I want at least 25 likes in next 90 seconds, so the algorithm pushes this live stream to every student who feels utterly alone right now. Thank you. Now let's get down to reality. I want to gauge the temperature of this room right now. Look at the chat window and type stressed if you or someone in your family is directly suffering because of this testing chaos, or type ready if you are completely done with this corrupt system, and I know that I am, and you want to a real actionable escape route. Speak to me in the chat. I'm watching your responses right now. Let's look at the harsh truth of the era that we are living in. The traditional Indian educational dream has a massive flaw in it. It relies entirely on a centralized, highly localized monopoly. Think about it. You stake your entire self worth, your mental health, and your career on a single 3-hour examination conducted by a broken testing agency. Imagine. On one side, you have honest, hardworking students studying until their eyes burn, and on the other side, you have corrupt middlemen selling leaked question papers on Telegram and WhatsApp. Just imagine, for lakhs of rupees. This is no longer an assessment of merit, it is a compromised lottery. And when the exam gets cancelled or delayed, who pays the price? Nope, not the corrupt officials. Nope, you do. Your age increases, your mental health degrades, and your confidence, oh my god, it shatters. But let me ask you a critical question that no coaching institute will ever ask you. Why are you letting this corrupt localized system to have a monopoly over your entire life? Is an MBBS degree from a compromised domestic system the only way to build a legacy in science and healthcare? Now, when you limit your ambition to a single domestic exam, you choose to swim, I would say, in a highly competitive and contaminated pool. So, if the water in that pool is toxic, the solution isn't to keep diving deeper. No, because you would drown. The solution is to change the body of water you swim in. You need to transition from a localized competitive pool to a global ocean. And to do that, you do not need lakhs of rupees. You need a universal skill. Yes. And that universal skill is the ultimate shield against domestic corruption. And that is the mastery of English language. Okay, let's dismantle a major myth right now, okay? English is not just a subject you study to pass an academy test. English is an economic asset. It is a premium corporate currency. And in this globalized economy, English acts as a universal passport that completely bypasses corruption. Now, think about how the global market operates. Multinational corporations, international pharmaceuticals, giants, and global healthcare research organizations do not care about leaked test papers. Mhm. They do not care about back alley political recommendations either. What do they care about? Yes, they care about competency, data management, and flawless communication. They operate in a merit driven ecosystem because their business relies on global accuracy. So, if your English is flawless, if you can articulate complex ideas smoothly, if you can write with absolute accuracy and negotiate with international clients, you automatically lift yourself out of the domestic struggle. No, you no longer have to beg a broken system for a seat. International markets are actively looking for highly educated or not so educated English speaking minds from India to run their global operations. So, when you master English, you are no longer a victim of a local paper leak. You become an eligible candidate for a global career that pays in international standards. Flawless communication changes you from a helpless applicant into a high value global consultant. And before I reveal the three massive high paying global healthcare sectors where you can earn a premium living without ever clearing a domestic entrance exam, the flawed one, let's establish a commitment, okay? The goal of this channel is to ensure that no student's future is held hostage by a broken system. We are here to build a self reliance, elite communication skill, and to corporate readiness. So, if you want to stop being a passive victim of educational corruption and start building a bulletproof global career, take 1 second right now to subscribe to the Fluent Edge and hit that bell icon. And by joining a community, you ensure that you receive daily actionable communication strategies that build your career, independent of any testing agency. Take that step, subscribe, and let's look at your alternative. So, if you have passion for medical science, human anatomy, or healthcare, but you are completely done with the corruption of entrance exam system, write these three alternative global career tracks down. These fields require zero, and I mean zero entrance ranks, but they absolutely demand elite English, proficiency, and the first one is clinical research operations and data analytical. And before any vaccine or medical device hits the international market, it must go through rigorous clinics. Global pharmaceuticals giants run massive data operations out of India. They do not need you to perform surgery. They need you to analyze trial data, manage international compliance documentation, and communicate with global medical boards. So, if you have a background of science and your professional English is impeccable, you can enter clinical trial management. The starting salary here frequently outpace those of domestic general physicians, and I'm not joking. And you deal entirely with clean corporate international systems. Just imagine. And the second option is global healthcare consultancy and advisory. Modern healthcare is a multi-billion-dollar corporate ecosystem. Major global consulting firms have dedicated healthcare wings, okay? And they hire individuals who understand medical concepts, and they need to translate them into corporate strategy for hospital chains and international health tech startups. And this job requires intense presentation skills, boardroom pitching, and flawless corporate English, and that's it. You are not working in a compromised local clinic. You are advising global healthcare systems. Look at the difference. And number three is medical technical writing and communication. Every pharmaceutical product, medical software, and research journal requires specialized documentation. This is the domain of medical technical writers. You take complex scientific data and write clean, structured manuals, regulatory comments, documents, and educational content for the global market. Because this field requires a very rare combination of scientific understanding and elite English. International companies pay a premium for this talent. You can work entirely from home, consulting for firms in the US, Europe, and the UK, earning an exceptional living based purely on your linguistic analytical merit. Now that I have told you this, let's put this into practice, okay? Let's simulate a real world scenario. Imagine you are sitting in an interview for a top tier global healthcare consultancy firm, okay? And the interviewer looks at your profile and asks this precise question like, why did you choose a corporate healthcare career over traditional medical practice? How would you react to it? So, if you are stuck in a victim mindset, you might say, oh, because the intrinsic system is corrupt and papers were leaked, which is true, but you never say that. It sounds weak. Instead, we use our structured communication framework to sound like an ambitious global professional. Now, listen to this answer, okay? You would say, while traditional practice limits my impact to one patient at a time, entering corporate healthcare operations allows me to influence medical systems on a global scale. That's the reason I chose this track, and I have analytical skills and communication strengths to align with it perfectly. Now, look at this answer. Look how powerful that sounds. And now it's your turn. I want you to go to the chat right now and type a one sentence response to this question. Tell me, in your own words, why global healthcare interests you. And no, do not worry about making any mistakes right now. Uh, I'll be monitoring the chat live to refine your sentences, okay? So start typing. Let's see what you have to say. Okay. So I don't see any messages. Okay, so I'm still waiting. Guys, if you have any doubts, if you want to really understand how these medical healthcare corporations work, please ask questions and I'll help you with those answers. Okay, so now I can see that none of you want, and both of you do not have any questions. Let's just call it a day. You guys have been amazing. You listened to the whole thing, and this is how we shift from feeling defeated by an exam to becoming an elite corporate. Um, and I understand that NEET exam was bad, but it was just an event in your life. It is not the definition of your life. If a corrupt domestic door closes on your face, do not waste your youth crying over it. Let this closed door be and turn around. Build your communication assets and unlock the 100 global doors waiting for your talent. Take control of your future. Do not let a compromised testing agency decide your value. Your action plan for today is to share the link of this live stream on your WhatsApp groups and timelines. Send it to every classmate, every friend, every parent who is currently sitting in depression, thinking that something bad has happened that cannot be reversed, and let them know that their hard work is valuable and there is a massive clean global alternative waiting for them. Thank you for for today's session, and stay resilient. Focus on building your skills and never let a broken system break your spirit. I will see you soon with another high impact communication strategy. Good night and stay strong. Okay, that's really a compliment. If you think that I sound like your therapist, please join our community, subscribe to this channel, and check our videos. And thank you very much for joining me today. And good night. I'll see you soon. Bye. Good night.